we do here is go back.
Hey, what's happening? What's happening, everybody? How's it going? Happy Sunday. Hope everybody had a good weekend, which I do over the weekend. I've had a pretty good weekend. I really can't complain. It's been very, very nice so far, so good. Just been just enjoying myself, relaxing. I've been out, do a little ripping and running, but I've had a very, very good weekend. I've had a very good weekend. So, but yeah, I wanted to come up here and just have some good conversation. I wanted to talk about what are your favorite childhood cartoons of all time? Last week we discussed our favorite black TV shows, and we went through a whole gamut, a whole list of black TV shows that we love. But this time I said, you know something? I'm gonna do our favorite cartoons that we grew up on. I just thought it'd be something fun. So I look, I don't watch a lot of cartoons now, but as a kid, growing up in the 70s and the 80s, I watched a bunch of cartoons. Okay. That's what I did is watch the TV and get my frosted flakes and my Fruit Loops, sit in front of the TV, especially on Saturday morning. I mean, I watched them before I went to school, but especially on Saturday morning, I was sitting in front of the TV all the way into the afternoon. All the cartoons went off, and then I watched Soul Train, and then I go out and play. Hey, Miss Niecy, what's going on? Hope you having a great weekend. Um, what you got going on? You cooked this weekend? You been out and about? What you got going on? I'm not cooking nothing today, Miss Niecy. I'm not cooking nothing today. I went out, ate yesterday. I still got leftover food. I got some crabs, some crab legs in there. I'm gonna eat them. I just got finished eating some fried shrimp. So I'm actually full and I'm about to drink me some wine in a few minutes. Hey, all in, what is going in? How you doing? What's going on? How you doing? Um, yeah, so let me okay, so Miss Niece said she loved the Flintstones and Tom and Jerry. Look, those you said no cooking today. Went walking. Yes, I did. I went walking today too. I sure did, and I am kind of sleepy. I am kind of tired. Probably after I get off this live, I am probably gonna go and take a nap. Yeah, I ain't doing no cooking today even. No cooking. I got leftover food from when we went out to our little seafood spot yesterday. I'm warming that. I just got finished eating some fried shrimp. I made some crab legs, maybe later on. But tomorrow I'm gonna make a gumbo. Tomorrow I'm gonna make gumbo. I'm gonna put chicken and shrimp, and I think maybe some crab meat in it. So tomorrow I make gumbo, but I'm not doing nothing today. That's for sure. And you said KFC today. Hey, I understand. It's like that sometimes. Can't be cooking every day. Shit, can't be cooking every day. But let me get into now. I got this a bunch of cartoons. There's no particular order. but these are ones that were my favorites growing up, and I still love them to this day. Okay, y'all, I am a number one fan of the Flintstones. The Flintstones was the shit. Okay, the Flintstones was my cartoon. I love the Flintstones. I love Fred and Wilma, and I love Betty and I mean, oh yeah, Fred and Wilma and Betty and Barney. Yeah, Dino was really, he was hilarious. I love me some Dino. Dino didn't take no crap off of Fred. Um, he was smart. He was a little smart aleck. You know what I'm saying? So I love me some Dino. But the Flintstones is hilarious. I said, look, my son know how much I love the Flintstones. So this was a few years ago. This was a while back. He bought me, this was one Christmas, he bought me a whole box set, a DVD box set of the Flintstones, all the seasons, all the episodes. And but I love the Flintstones. It's one of the best. The Flintstones was sort of like a spinoff, animated spinoff of the Honeymooners. But I love the Flintstones. Yeah, I can go right on YouTube, put on cartoons on there. I love them. I can watch them to this day. Oh, you say you wish you could eat crab, you're allergic. Oh yeah, I know. That's terrible. Yeah, I eat l- all summer. I've probably been eating crab legs or eating the whole crab almost every weekend or every other weekend. And I say out of 4 weeks in a month, I probably been eating crabs at least 3 weekends of every month. Like I can eat crabs every day. Like that's my thing. I was, raised on crabs, so I can eat it all the time. You say I sit and watch cartoons for nostalgia. Yes, it just take you back to your childhood. I mean, I love them right now. Oh, you call your youngest granddaughter Pebbles? Yeah, Pebbles. She was smart too. She was smart. Yeah, I remember when they brought in Pebbles, and then they brought in Bam Bam. Hey, support gaming. What's going on? What cartoons did you like? Support game. Um, Old cartoons are the best ones. Yes, that's what I mean. I'm for the old cartoons. Yeah, I don't watch a whole lot of new cartoons. There's a couple of them new that I do like, and I'll talk about that. I'm gonna get to that. But there's a couple of new ones I like. But for the most part, 90% of the cartoons that I watch are old school ones. But Flintstones is number one on my list. Now, like I said, none of these are necessary, no type of order. These are just some of my favorite cartoons, and I just wanted to know what some of y'all's that y'all grew up on when y'all were children, until y'all became adults or whatever. Like I said, Flintstones my number one. Okay, and oh y'all, and Flintstones has some good episodes. When I sit and think about it now, the Flintstones had some real good episodes. Like it was just funny. I might have to pull out the Flintstones and start watching them today. Just hilarious. Now, Woody Woodpecker is one that I did like too. I grew up on Woody Woodpecker and all his friends. I used to watch them. Um, Oh yeah, I used to watch the Flintstone Kids. I did look at that. Yes, I remember Archie. I'm old enough to remember Archie. Yes, because look, I'm 53 years old, so I remember Archie. I used to get the comic books. Okay, I used to read the comic strip in the paper back in the day back when people had newspapers. But then I used to go and buy the comic books, and I had stacks of Archie and Jughead and Veronica and all that. I had all the comic books. Yes, love Archie. Papa, Betty Boop, Woody, and Mighty Mouse is here to save the day, or something like that. How it went, I can't remember how the song went, but I loved, Mighty Mouse. And there's so many cartoons I watched. I can't say which one is my favorite. Yeah, it really is hard because it was so many good ones as a child. In the 70s, the 80s, and maybe early 90s, they had the best cartoons. You know, after that, it just I don't know. I ain't into all these kind of cartoons they got now. It's a lot of animation stuff. Yeah, I used to watch Dennis the Menace. And did y'all read comic books? Because I used to read comic books too. I used to read DC, Marvel, Archie and Jughead, Casper the Friendly Ghost, um, Dennis the Menace. I mean, the actual comic book where you sit there and read the book. I used to read all them too. Eating cereal in front of that old TV box. Yep. I was into comics too back then. I'm not into them now. I don't buy comics and all that. I didn't save any of my comics. Probably if I had saved them, because I had Marvel and DC. I had all them comics as a child, because I like boy comics and girl comics. I wasn't just a girly girl. I played with the boy toys. It doesn't matter. Toys is toys. I watched it all. I played with it all. But yeah, I liked Woody Woodpecker. Um, Look, Woody Woodpecker, it was an episode, right? And I still use this to this day. But Woody Woodpecker, it was an episode where he was sitting back, swimming, enjoying his life, living his best life, eating, just not thinking about nothing. Everybody, all the animals in the forest was out there working and doing everything they can to prepare for the winter. Well, now Woody, he having a good time swimming and eating and having a good time. When the winter time came, Woody didn't have no food, no electricity, no heat, no nothing. Everybody else had prepared for the winter and he didn't. So that's like a lesson that you have to learn, that you can play now, but you're gonna pay on the back end. And it's a episode on one of the Woody Woodpecker cartoons. So yes, that's all he did was play all day. That's all he did. Yes, Scooby and Scrappy, but I wasn't. Scrappy got on my damn nerves. His little nephew, he worked my damn nerves. I wasn't into him, but I like Scooby. Now Popeye. Now see, that's how my mother used to get me to eat my spinach, and I still love spinach to this day because of Popeye and old goofy ass olive oil. And then you have what's the villain named Brutus, and then you had Wimpy. He said, what he said, I'll gladly pay you. No, if you, but basically he was asking for a hamburger and I'll pay you on Tuesday. He kept on, someone was paying somebody on Tuesday. He said, if you basically if you give him a hamburger today, he was big into hamburgers and he would pay you later. But he ain't had no damn job, so how was he gonna pay? Well, we used to take the comic section from the papers and save them and use them for yes, we sure did. We sure did. I did the same thing, Miss Nisi. My family did the same thing. Yes, crap. He was just, he just was always getting into something. I like Scooby. I like the original Scooby Doo before Scrappy came on there. But I could deal with him. Yes. Yeah. There was some kind of yellow. Wasn't he an alien or something? He was some type of alien or something. I don't know where he was. I'm Popeye the Sailor Man. Yeah, I love the Popeye back in the day, as a child, I don't sit and watch Popeye now, but if it came on the TV, I'll look at it. Now, Looney Tunes is one of my favorite all-time favorites. I love every character on Looney Tunes. I love them all. Okay, I love Sylvester and Tweety. I love the Tasmanian Devil. Love the Road Runner and the Coyote, Daffy Duck. I mean, of course, everybody loved Bugs. I loved everybody. I loved everybody. I love Looney Tunes. Y'all, Looney Tunes, really, Porky Pig, Sylvester, Loghorn, what is his name? Leghorn, Foghorn, Leghorn. Yeah, that's his name. And then Elmer Fudd. Look, they had so many spinoffs. They had so many characters. They had so many specials, so many movies. I love Looney Tunes. And to be honest with you, Looney Tunes really ain't for children. If you listen to the jokes as an adult, if you listen to the writing now as an adult, these were adult jokes. They really were not meant for children. And Looney Tunes, Bugs Bunny actually was racist. Bugs Bunny actually was very racist. A lot of the cartoons back in the day was very, very racist. Especially like if you look at like Mickey Mouse and all them kind of things. They was very, very racist. But the people who was the wrote the story, wrote the scripts for them, for the characters, extremely racist. Hey Demarcus, what's going on? What do you know about the Pink? Oh yeah, I know about the Pink Panther. Yeah, I love the Pink Panther, the cartoon. I wasn't into the movies that much, but I was into the cartoon. Looney Tune taught us how to fuss and taught us how to fuss. Look, you can get bust upside the head, and nobody dies on Looney Tune. They will blast your head off with a shotgun. You get bust upside the head with a hammer or bat or anvil would drop on top of your head. You just get right back up and keep it. They would blow uh with a shotgun, blow Daffy Duck's beak off his face. He pick it up, put it right back on. Like nobody dies. I love Looney Tunes, even though they had. If you look at the original ones, they were very racist. Bugs was extremely racist. So, but I'm not sensitive, and I understand it was. They were jokes, and I knew when they came out what time it was. So I still love my Looney Tunes. I love every daggone character with Looney Tunes. Hanna-Barbera for some reason had this thing where they made junior versions of their old shows because Scooby-Doo had a junior type show. Okay, okay. Um Taz, Daffy, Bugs. Yeah. Yosemite Sam. I forgot about him. They some of my favorite. I liked all of them. I really can't say that I like one over the other. I love them all. They all was funny to me. The modern Looney Tunes shows got rid of the mouse and the hat. Now, see, I don't watch the new ones because the new ones, they tried to clean up the racism. They tried to clean up the sexism. Give it to me raw. Oh baby, I like it raw. Oh baby, I like it raw. Give it to me raw. Give me the racism, give me the sexism, give me all the stuff, give me all the isms. I don't like this stuff where they want to tiptoe and clean up everything. Give it to me the way it was. I'm not offended because I'm not weak like that. I don't get offended so easily on everything. I I thought I saw a Tweety. What is it? I thought I saw Tweety Bird. Right. Uh, hey RC, how you doing? Yeah, I used to watch it. I used to watch that. I used to watch that too. I got my favorites. There's some I like more than others, but I loved dang on Looney Tunes. Like, okay, I can't say nothing bad about Looney Tunes. Now I don't like the new Looney Tunes. When I say Looney Tunes, I'm talking about the original, the ones that started from way back before we was even born. Looney Tunes was out before we were all even born. So those are the ones I like. I like all the old ones, leading up into, I say, through the 80s or something like that. But the ones they got now is weak. I don't like the new ones now. Yeah, Foghorn Leghorn. That's his name. I was getting his name all twisted up. You knew who I was talking about. He was a racist too. As sexist and racist, all of them characters were. They said a lot of racial things, but I mean, I don't think we should edit it and take it off the screen because of that. Just let it be what it is. That's why the show was so great. The Jetsons. Here's George Jetson, Jane, his wife, his boy Elroy. And yeah, and what was the daughter name? I don't forgot the daughter name. But look, see, y'all, this is what we don't have the flying cars yet. Okay. People don't even know how to drive on the ground. So I don't know if we should have the flying cars. But what I do want is a Rosie. I want somebody who can cook, can clean, and take care of things for me. I don't want to do laundry. I don't want to mop the floor. I don't want to vacuum. So I need me a Rosie who would do those things. Okay. Somebody who'll do my laundry. And then she'll fold it up and put it away. She'll iron for me. She'll do all the housework. Okay. Clean the tub, clean the shower, you know, paint the walls, shampoo the carpet, do everything. That's what I need me a Rosie. And also, um, I like the fact that the mother, she ain't had to cook nothing. All she had to do was put in, look on here, it said fried chicken, pizza, hamburger. She got dessert, she got chocolate. Look, all she got to do is put it in what she want, and then the food come flying out the wall. She had meatloaf, spaghetti, everything she want. Yeah, Judy. Thank you, Suburbia Jones. How you doing? Um, well, we ain't got the flying cars yet. Do we got flying cars? I ain't seen one. I ain't seen a flying car. But we got some, we got a lot of other technology things like Alexa and Siri and all the other stuff that come from the Jetsons. But I definitely want a Rosie who come and do all my housework. Okay, I don't want to do no housework. I just tell her what the hell to do. And then I want to be able to not have to worry about cooking the food. And I just put in the computer, do. Okay, I want meatloaf, mashed potatoes, and some corn. Bam, here it goes, flying out the wall and on my damn table. I want some crabs and some fried shrimp and you know, some whatever, you know what I'm saying? And or some fried fish, some fried catfish, and some collard greens, macaroni and cheese, cornbread, and they come flying out my wall. That's what I want. So until we get to that part, um, we got some more work we need to do. So remind you of the Bundys, okay? So Tom and Jerry had the black maid stereotype. Yeah, that is true. She had the big black feet, the big black hands, and she was looking like Aunt Jemima. That is so true. All these shows, see, all these shows was out before we were even born. So they were out in the 50s and 60s. I mean, I was born 1971, but a lot of these shows were out already before I was even born. So the racism was very heavy back then, and all the stereotypes. The she was called Mammy. They added her out in some of the versions and replaced her with a white woman. Oh yeah, see, I ain't like that. Keep it the way it was. Show all the racism. Keep it in there. What? Why would they edit it out and all that? I wasn't tripping about no racism either. Not with my cartoons back then. Not when I was a little child. No, I wasn't tripping, but I love the Jetsons, y'all. Now, do I love the Flintstones more than the Jetsons? Yes. Flintstones is my number one cartoon of all the damn cartoons. Okay. And after that, for me, is I love Woody Woodpecker and Popeye, but after the Flintstones, it's Looney Tunes. Okay. And then of course I do love the Jetsons. Now Scooby Doo, where are you? I love Scooby Doo. Love Scooby Doo. I love Scooby Doo before Scrappy came there. And do y'all remember Scooby Dum? He had a cousin named Scooby Dum because he was stupid. He was country and backwards and stupid. Um, yeah, they always erase everything. Don't you just leave it the way it is. But Scooby Doo was my it was I mean Scooby Doo was my favorite cartoon. One thing I love the fact that um Scooby and oh Lord, what's his name, y'all? Scooby and Shaggy. Yeah, thank you. Scooby and Shaggy, they used to get high. Okay, they didn't show that on here, but we know that's what was going on. This was the 70s. They were hippies. And so we know that they were sitting around getting high. That's why they was hungry all the time. Uh, Shaggy stayed high. Scooby and Shaggy stayed high, and that's why they was always so hungry, and they always wanted the damn the Scooby snacks. Yes, a van full of smoke. And when I get off this live, I'ma have my living room full of smoke, you know. And that's the reason why I be getting the munchies too, just like Scooby and Scooby and Shaggy. It was a ninja dog. Oh Lord. Yeah, I did like Pink Panther. It wasn't my favorite cartoon, but I did watch it. Yeah, I watched it. Yes, he did have an uncle. Yeah, he did have an uncle. Flintstone's your name number two of all time. Okay, okay, okay. Well, as long as it's up there high, I'm we on the same page. Scooby and Shaggy were high every time. Daphne and Fred split up. They were really getting big. Yes, when they would go try to solve the case, Fred and Daphne would go off together, but I think they was getting down. Okay. I think they was getting some good loving. And then Velma, I think she likes women. So I don't, she wasn't probably getting down with nobody. But Shaggy and Scooby was high as high as Cooter Brown. And that's why they was always hungry all the time, always looking for the Scooby snacks. And I understand that. But look, y'all remember when they had the Globetrotters, the Harlem Globetrotters on there? They had Batman and Robin was on Scooby Doo show. They had a lot of uh cameos from other, guest stars on the Scooby Doo show. So one of my all-time favorites. Love Scooby Doo, the original Scooby Doo. Now, if y'all were into Hanna-Barbera cartoons, I was into the Laugh Olympics. Okay. I am still, I ain't gonna say I am still a huge Hanna-Barbera person. I love all the characters on Hanna-Barbera. Love them all. And Laugh Olympics was one of my shows that I did like. You got the Yogi Yahooies, the Scooby Doobies, and the Really Rottens. And I loved all of them. I loved all of them, the villains and the heroes. I loved them all. Laugh Olympics was real good. Yes, the laughing hyena that cracked me up. Yeah, they were all high because they seeing a say support gamers said they all high because they seeing a dog talk and not even phase. Exactly. Yeah, so everybody was high. This was the 70s. This back when everybody was getting high. You know, they probably wasn't just doing no smoking no reefer. They probably was smoking some LSD or something too. So they was doing some, some mushrooms or something. But y'all, do y'all remember that Laugh Olympics? That was a good show. I love all the characters on Hanna Barbera. Love them all. Tom and Jerry, which y'all mentioned. Do y'all remember Hong Kong Fooey and Yogi Bear? That was a good show. And Captain Caveman. Captain Caveman. I love Captain Caveman. Love Captain Caveman. Yeah, they was high on them damn mushrooms. I mean, look, Captain Caveman, I think he was high too. I think he was high too. Hong Kong Fooey. Okay, he was a dog that would go. He worked at he was sort of like how Superman is. He worked at an office. He worked in the office. And then when it's time for him to go out here and fight crime, he would go inside of the file cabinet and change it to his Hong Kong Fooey outfit and come out there and kick butt. And Scatman Crothers did the voice. Oh, RC, I'll mention it. Okay. Yes, Scatman Crothers did the voice for Hong Kong Fooey. Yes. Yes, loved it. Oh, yes, I was a Smurfs person too. I was into the Smurfs, most definitely. Did y'all see the new Smurfs movie? I didn't see the new one. I haven't seen the new one. I'll wait till it come on streaming somewhere. I haven't seen it yet. It's probably on streaming now. I just haven't seen it. Inspector Gadget. Da-da-da-da-da, Inspector Gadget. I did watch Inspector Gadget. Animaniacs. My son was a huge Animaniacs person. He loved everything about Animaniacs. So I started watching Animaniacs because my son was into it. And I did watch some DuckTales, but DuckTales was not my favorite. So I say like this: I would catch it here and there. I didn't watch it all the time. My son used to watch that Carmen San Diego. Yeah, all of the '90s cartoons. I know about all of them because of my I having a son in the '90s. So, what's your favorite one, RC? I just got started. Not that long ago, maybe about 30 minutes. I still got some more go through the list. What's your favorite one? Yeah. Oh yes, Adam Ant. I remember Adam Ant, yes. But yeah, Hong Kong Fooey, I love that one. Captain Caveman. And look, they had that one sister up there. They had that one sister up there with the afro and her go-go boots. Um but Captain Caveman was the man. And then Yogi, all he did was want to eat and steal people's picnic baskets all the time. And Boo Boo always tried to keep Yogi from getting in trouble. Now, here we go, y'all. This is my damn shit right here. The Jackson 5 cartoon. I was raised on this. I was raised on the Jackson 5 cartoon. Um, I was raised. Oh, I haven't gotten there yet, RC, but that's on the list. Um, the Jackson 5 cartoon. Um, I think most of y'all around in my age bracket. I used to watch the Jackson 5 cartoon. I I had it on DVD, but I gave it to my cousin's daughter when she was little. And I'm sorry I gave it to her, but it's all good. I'm gonna try to see if I can find it again. Um, I'm trying to see if I can find it again. So I was a big Jackson 5 cartoon person. You know, I love them all. I love all the Jacksons. I love all. I feel like I'm part of the family. I love all the Jacksons. Rest in peace to Tito. I love me some Marlon. I love Jackie. Michael is my guy, number one guy. And then I used to love Jermaine, but you know, Jermaine started tripping later on in life. But the early Jermaine I love. I actually, y'all, I went on a walk today. I went on a real good nature walk today, right? Went on a real good walk. And when I had my Beats earphones in my ear, I said, let me open up my Apple Music playlist. And I started pulling up the Jacksons albums. Man, I was listening to let's see, what was I listening to? Shake Your Body. Um, I was listening to I'm thinking about the good times. I was listening to all them songs. Like I love me some Jacksons. I'm a Jackson fan. Yeah, I'm a Jackson fan. Enjoy yourself. Um, you name it. All them songs. I was listening to them as I was walking, and just love the Jacksons. Love the Jacksons. So, yeah, it was the best. It really was. What if they try to remake the Jackson cartoon? Um, hmm. I don't know about that. I hate when they be trying to remake something. I really hate when they try to remake something because sometimes they never get it right. Support gaming. Sometimes they never get it right. Yeah, they never get it right. So I don't know if I want them to remake it. You can find the clips on YouTube, y'all. If y'all have not seen it in a very, very long time, go on YouTube, type in Jackson 5 cartoon, and episodes will pop up because I've watched them. Now, hey, 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 it's Fat Albert. I love Fat Albert. And I love the Brown Hornet. I love a cartoon inside of a cartoon. Like they had the cartoon, and then they would all meet up at the clubhouse about 12 o'clock or whatever time it was, and they would watch the Brown Hornet. And I love me some Brown Hornet. Okay. I love the Brown Hornet too. I thought he was fine as a little kid. He's a cartoon. But you know what I'm saying? As a little girl, I used to say, oh Lord, he look good. But anyway, I'm a big Fat Albert you know, Fat Albert and the Cosby Kids. I love it. I love the cartoon. It got so many lessons. It talk about school. It talk about family. It talk about bullying. It talk about loving each other, sharing. They talked about homelessness. It's so many uh what you call it lessons in Filed Albert and the Cosby Kids. And yes, the brilliance of Bill Cosby. I'm never going to shit on Bill Cosby. Excuse my language, y'all. I'm never going to crap on him. I'm never going to say counsel him. Anybody who say that, that's on them. I mean, I can't tell nobody how to feel or what to think, but I'm not ever counseling Bill Cosby because he gave us wonderful television and wonderful movies. Okay? Those movies that he did with Sidney Poitier, the 3 movies. Me and the girls, we already reviewed them, but they like Bill Cosby was everything growing up in my childhood. So no, I'm never getting rid of Bill Cosby. That's just not happening. Um, but who was my favorite character in my favorite Fat Hour character? Okay, let me look at the screen here. I did like Russell. I did like Rudy. Rudy always got into some mess all the time. But I'm gonna tell you, I like Dumb Donald and Mushmouth. I love Dumb Donald and Mushmouth. I mean, I really like them all. Fat Al is probably everybody's number one favorite. To be honest with you, Fat Al is probably everybody number one favorite. Then I'm gonna say after that would be Dumb Donald, Rudy, and a Mushmouth. But I love them all. I love them all. They always had something, witty to say. They had the comebacks. And did y'all love the Brown Hornet? The Brown Hornet always come and save the day. Brown Hornet always came and saved the day. It's still like Bill Cosby. I'm trying to say, yeah. Look, we reviewed me, Moochie, and Tamika already recapped Uptown Saturday Night, Piece of the Action, and Let's Do It Again. We already did those. So if you hadn't seen our recaps, go on our pages and you can find them. So because we had a good time recapping those movies. Yeah, I'm never gonna say nothing bad about him. You said Fat Albert and Russell. Yes, I love them all, be honest with you. Yeah, and I loved how Rudy strutted. Yes. Yeah, he had that bad walk where he used to wear that apple hat, that Kango apple hat. I loved it. Loved it, loved it, loved it. Yeah, they tried to ruin him. They sure did. So Rudy's your number one favorite. Okay, I can see that. Yeah, I can see that because he's up there on the high on the list too. I mean, I'm gonna put Fat Albert first, and then after that, I'm gonna put Rudy. Right after Fat Albert, I'm gonna say Rudy. So I agree with you. I definitely agree with you. But DeMarcus, you ain't say nothing about the Brown Hornet. Do you remember the Brown Hornet? Okay, y'all. Now I'm old enough to remember the original Batman. Okay, this wasn't a cartoon. The original was the original with Adam West. That's live action. I remember that as a kid watching the reruns of that as a child. But I also watched the animated Batman, that came out like what was it, 80s, 90s, or whatever it was. And so I was a Batman person. And y'all remember Speed Racer? I used to watch and see I'm not into the Japanese I'm not necessarily into the Japanese cartoon animation stuff, but Speed Racer I loved as a child. And then you got Josie and the Pussycats, so I used to watch that too. Batman. Yes. Yes, I love the 1990s animated one. I used to watch The Dark Knight, all of that. I did like all of them. But I watched the Batman, the original one with Adam West, when I was a child. I used to, the reruns because they came out in the it came out in the 60s, but I would watch the reruns like in the 70s when it was on, when Earth the Kit was the original She won the original or the first black. I ain't gonna say she's the original, but she's the first black Catwoman, and that's the Catwoman I like. I like Eartha Kitt. That's the one I like. Me said thanks to my grandmother. Ooh, Lord, you making me old. Say thanks to your grandmother. I used to watch it too, though. Yeah, Eartha Kitt was the. I don't know if she was the original Catwoman, but I know she was the first black Catwoman, and that's the Catwoman. I only recognize Eartha Kitt. I don't recognize nobody else as a Catwoman. So I don't care who played Catwoman now. Okay, I don't recognize nobody as Catwoman but Eartha Kitt. Didn't like how they replaced Catwoman. Yeah. See, that's how they do us. The Joker was my favorite, and the Riddler, the Penguin. But yeah, the Joker was probably my favorite. Still is. Of the villains, of all the villains, the Joker's probably my favorite. You know, but I love that Penguin TV show that's on HBO Max. Now I love that. But anyway, did y'all watch Josie and the Pussycats? Did y'all look at that? That you if you look at their faces, they ain't number Archie and Jughead faces. All you gotta do is just change the wigs and put a different hair on them, and this ain't number Archie and Jughead and Veronica and Betty. That's all it is. Okay, what else we got next? Kid and Play. Dun 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 dun. Yeah, I used to like the Kid and Play. I think somebody mentioned it here earlier, maybe in Demarcus. Um, get Kid and Play. I used to watch that. Do y'all remember MC Hammer had a cartoon? Oh, you know which one I forgot to add on here? Okay, Kid and Play had a cartoon. MC Hammer had a cartoon, but also Tone Loc we used to play the voice of that bear. What was it? CJ and CJ and Jamal or something it was called. He played the bear. He played this little teddy bear or some kind of little bear. And Tone Loc played the voice. So I used to watch that too. I think I forgot that. Now I think of CJ and Jamal or something like that. And but He-Man. Okay, now the fellas, I know y'all watch He-Man. I looked at He-Man because I watched what they consider boy cartoons. I watched them as well because I like cartoons. So I used to watch He-Man, and then of course I love the original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles in a half shell, Turtle Power, and they love to eat pizza. So that was I said, oh okay, I love them. Oh yeah, He Man is classic. Yeah, the original. I don't talk about these remakes and these live action things. I ain't watching none of that. I'm talking about the original cartoon that came out in the 80s. Oh yeah, yeah. They had a chokehold on. If they had the cartoons, they had the movies. Y'all remember them? I remember going to the movie theater and watching the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle movies in the 80s. Uh, they had lunch boxes, they had toys, they had games, they had everything. Yeah, the Kid and Play dances were fire. Yeah, I'm a Kid and Play fan because that's my era of hip hop. The 80s is my era of hip hop. So I'm an 80s, 90s girl when it come to hip hop. Okay. I like some music of today. Y'all know I'm a big Kendrick fan and stuff like that. But I'm a 80s, 90s girl when it come to my damn hip hop. That's what I like. So I did watch the Kid and Play cartoon. MC Hammer had one, but it didn't last that long. His did not last that long. So but all these cartoons, yes, I agree, support game. Old cartoons used to have life lessons and messages. And now these modern shows have nothing except agendas. You are so right. Because look, I know this is sidebar. Okay. Hey PG. This sidebar. Look, Snoop Dogg just recently got in trouble again because he said he took his grandson to see an animated movie, a kids movie or a live action movie, whatever it was. I think it was animated, Lightyear, whatever, because it was Buzz Lightyear. And then his grandson asked him about they had two women in there kissing and talking about having a baby. And the grandson is like 4, 5, or 6 years old and asked him, Papa Snoop, how they how two women gonna have a baby? And people got mad at Snoop because he said he didn't want to answer him, or he couldn't answer him, or he know, he didn't know what to say. And then first of all, it's a time and place for those type of conversations. Number one, you don't have it in the movie theater. I would have told my son, grandson, granddaughter, whoever it was, look, turn around, watch the movie, eat your popcorn, and we'll talk about this later. And then when we talk about it later, I would just I'll try to explain it the best way I can, but you shouldn't have to explain this kind of stuff at the 3, 4, and 5 and 6 years old. So I'm on Snoop's side on this. They do have agendas, support gaming. They got big time agendas. Snoop Dogg is a Libra, and my celebrity birthday yeah, he is a Libra, and maybe that's why I get down with Snoop Dogg. I don't have no problems with him, and I agree with the stuff he be saying. So, I agree with the stuff. I agree on this particular subject, what he said about his grandson. Because you should not have to take your children, your grandchildren, your niece, nephew to the movies, and then you got to try to explain same-sex marriages and the them and the theys and the it's and this, that. You ain't got time for that. That's not what we here for. We here to do the Kid and Play Kickstart. We here for Ninja Turtles. We here for He-Man. We here for him. We not here for all of that other stuff, those agendas. So that's just me. I'm on my rant. Sorry, I've been ranting all day because people have pissed me off today. So I'm kind of wound up today. Yeah, me too. I love my old school rappers. 80s. Yeah, I'm an 80s, 90s girl because look, I was a teenager in the 80s. I was a child in the 70s, teenager in the 80s, and adult in the 90s. So my era hip hop is 80s and 90s. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I like. That's what I'm into. Um, yeah, it's hard to even explain that. Yeah, and I would just told the child, look, this ain't the time and place for that. And I don't know why people jumped all over him about it. He did the right thing as far as I'm concerned. Modern cartoons would give you seizures, how they move around too much on the eyes, and make the kids have ADHD. You are so right, all in. I ain't mad at Snoop. Snoop was right. Yep. So it ain't just me. It ain't just me. These kids are too grown. That right. Right. They too grown. You shouldn't have to explain all this stuff. I'm not saying that you don't teach the kids things, but you don't have to tell them these things. Children should be children. Children should just be children and should be enjoying cartoons. They should just be watching He-Man. Okay. um Yeah, so it's an agenda. It's an agenda. So I'm sorry to go on my soapbox about that. But y'all, here's a list of some more ones. Okay, y'all mentioned the Pink Panther. DeMarcus mentioned that. The Smurfs is on this list. The California Raisins, y'all remember they had a cartoon and live action stuff and all that. Mario had something. Spider-Man. Oh yeah, I was into Spider-Man cartoon. I was into the live action one too that came out in the 70s. Okay, what was the 70s, 80s, or whatever, the live action one? I used to watch that one. And then also I watched the animated Spider-Man. And then of course we got the Muppets. I'm a big Kermit the Frog fan. I'm a big Muppet fan. Who else we got on here? Oh, Richie Rich. Yeah, Richie Rich. He was filthy rich. And look, we all grew up on Sesame Street. Okay, if you ain't grew up on Sesame Street, then where'd you grow up at? In the cave? Okay, I watched Superman. I used to watch that. And the Ghostbusters had a cartoon. Casper. And then Chip and Dale. All of them. And then of course I love me some Peanut. Dennis the Menace. Y'all mentioned that earlier. The Simpsons. And And did y'all watch any Disney cartoons? Y'all look Disney like oh, they got Winnie the Pooh on here, but did y'all look at Mickey Mouse, Minnie Mouse, Donald Duck, and all that? I watched them too. I did look. I was a cartoon person. Okay, I pretty much watched all cartoons. Of course, I have my favorites, which is the Flintstones and Scooby Doo and the Jackson Five. Those are like my favorites. But however, I watched all cartoons. I watched everything. Yes, Underdog. Yes, definitely Underdog. Oh, something I didn't mention with the Looney Tunes was Speedy Gonzalez. He was part of the Looney Tunes gang. Speedy Gonzalez, I used to love him. Garfield was another good one. Oh, y'all coming up with some ones that I forgot about. Um, yeah, I had all the Disney movies, all of them back in the day on VHS. Yes. Space Ghost, I watched that. And I'm talking about the original Space Ghost, not the new one that they put on, what's that, Adult Swim or whatever it's called. I didn't watch, I didn't really look at them. I was talking about the original Space Ghost. I watched all of them. So if the cartoons came out in the 70s and the 80s, your girl was watching them. Okay, here goes some more. They some of the same ones we already talked about. Oh, what's the Thundercats? I used to watch the Thundercats, and I know the fellas in here watch the Thundercats and He-Man. I did, and I watched the what you call the Transformers. Transformers, more than meets the eye. Hey, there's a bunch of Transformers walking around now, but I ain't getting into that. But yeah, definitely the Transformers. I used to watch them too. Voltron, yeah, Thundercat. Yeah, Thundercats was it. So, poor gaming, you and I could have been friends as children because I watched the boy cartoons just as well as I watched the girly cartoons. And I played with all the boy toys just as well. Y'all, we ain't talk about toys. Yeah, what did y'all play with any of the toys? Like I had Evil Knievel, I had the He-Man dolls, I had G.I. Joe, but I had Barbies, I had what's the other girl, what's the girl name? Holly Hobby and Strawberry Shortcake. I had all this. I had girl toys and what people call boy toys. I had them all because I just love toys. So the Fantastic Four, I had all that. Yeah, I loved all them. All of them. I used to watch all the cartoons. Yeah, and I would have all my toys and my stuffed animals all lined up in my room like they was my friends. Talking to them too, like we was friends. You know what I'm saying? you know, I pretty much was the only child, even though I got two sisters, but I pretty much was raised as the only child. So my toys and my stuffed animals, they were my friends. They were my friends. Of course, the Muppets, y'all. Now, this is not necessarily cartoon, but I added them in here because I am a big Muppets fan. My son to this day is a huge Muppets fan. I love all the Muppet movies. I love all the Muppet shows. I love all the Muppet cartoons, everything that they did. I love. If it was Muppets related, I love them all. The Muppet Show was hilarious and it was a great show. They said them Muppets scared me sometimes. Did you watch Sesame Street? I know you grew up on Sesame Street. They had the Muppets started from there. Jim Henson started Sesame Street and started on Sesame Street, and then he didn't create Sesame Street, but he started from Sesame Street and then went over and did his own thing. So I'm a big Muppets person to this day. Let a Muppet movie come on TV. I'ma sit and watch it. Okay. I watched all the specials. All the Muppet TV show was fire. I remember they had Michael Jackson on there, they had Prince on there, they had Diana Ross, you name it. All the celebrities was on the Muppet Show. Everybody. The Gremlins. I was a Gremlin person. Yes, I did like the Gremlins. The movie Gremlins is my favorite. The very first one. That's my favorite one. I played with all the toys. I had girly stuff and played with my two brothers toys. Yeah, I ain't had no brothers, but I played with. I used to ask for Christmas and stuff, for birthday presents. I would ask for certain I had cars. I had the Matchbox cars and all those Mattel cars and stuff. And crashing cars together. So I had the girly toy. I had the Barbies and all that stuff too, and baby dolls. I had them too. So I would line all them up on my bed. Jim Henson, years before he made the Muppet Sesame Street, used to make those Muppet commercials. One of the, yes, oh, those commercials are, they couldn't do those commercials now. Though they hilarious. They are hilarious. They can't do those commercials now because those commercials was showing people getting the Muppets getting blown up and putting pistols in their face and blowing them up. Yeah, so they couldn't do that now. And Jim Henson is from he's from Maryland. He is from the DMV. No, anybody forgot about the Gremlins. I said we watched it. I did anyway. Nobody forgot about it. I didn't put it on my list, but I love the Gremlins. I love the Gremlins TV show. I didn't really watch the cartoon, but I mean, not TV show. What I'm talking about, the movie. I like the Gremlins movie. I didn't really watch a cartoon, but I watched the movie. The movie, the very first movie is the one I like. So we ain't forget about it. And we got the Simpsons. We getting into more updated cartoons now. We got the Simpsons. I was a big Simpsons person. I don't really watch the Simpsons now. No particular reason. I just don't catch it. It's on Disney Plus. So if I want to watch some episodes, I guess I gotta go on Disney Plus. And I have Disney Plus. I could go back and watch some episodes, but the Simpsons is still running strong. It's still on there. Um yeah, the Simpsons is still on. So I did in the early years, I was a Simpsons fan. And the Simpsons predict everything. You know, the Simpsons predicted COVID. They predicted everything. Everything that's going on now, they predicted. I still love the Simpsons. And I'm a Peanuts girl. I love everything by Charlie Brown. Okay, Charlie Brown is my favorite. And then I like Linus. Lucy gets on my nerve. I want to punch her in the face. I want to punch Lucy right in her throat because I don't like how she disrespects Charlie Brown, and I don't like how she disrespects her brother Linus. But Charlie Brown and Snoopy are my number one favorites. I'm a big Snoopy fan. I'm a big Peanuts fan. I've watched every Peanuts movie. I've watched even all the the early ones. Like the new stuff they do now, I don't really catch them. But the early ones from the 60s and the 70s, the 80s, I've watched every Peanuts cartoon, the movies, the specials, and everybody loves all the holiday specials. You got the Halloween, which is going to be coming up soon. We got Thanksgiving, the Christmas, we got New Year's, they got an Easter one. What else? They got a Valentine's one. They got one for almost every damn major holiday. So a special. And if you want to watch any of the Peanut specials and movies, go to Apple TV. They have them all. Ingrid, you watch, you can't do that on TV or Nickelodeon Slime Time when you say it, I watched every see the in the 90s. I was raising my son, so he is a Nickelodeon kid. So yes, the answer is yes. I watched it all, everything Nickelodeon. I watched because I would sit and watch all these things with my son. So I watched all the Nickelodeon shows. Okay, I was a big Nickelodeon person due to my son, and he's a Nickelodeon kid because he was born in '92. So he's a Nickelodeon kid. I'm a Nickelodeon mama because I was a mama when Nickelodeon came out. So I watched all the Nickelodeon things with him. Let me see what else we got after the Peanuts. Hey Arnold. Okay, speaking of Nickelodeon, Hey Arnold is probably my favorite Nickelodeon cartoon. My son is huge on Hey Arnold. Um, Years ago, I bought him a for Christmas. This was so many years ago. I bought him a Hey Arnold DVD set. Just before they had started streaming it. It wasn't on no streaming at the time, and so but now you can stream it on Paramount Plus. But I'm a big Hey Arnold person because I like Gerald, the black guy. I was big into Hey Arnold. Like my son was into it, so I got into it. I think they did predict they predicted him being president. I don't know about they need to predict him. You know something I'm gonna say I was gonna say something. It's running through my brain, but I'm gonna be quiet because the pals that be listening on the YouTube. So but but anyway, Hey Arnold is a Nickelodeon show from the 90s. So I was into that cartoon with my son. Now we got some more modern ones. The PJ, I used to love the PJs, the Project. I used to love it. Eddie Murphy, he did this and now the NAACP did not like the PJs. They thought it was negative stereotype about black people living in the project, but it was a funny show. It was funny. It wasn't nothing real ignorant. They had life lessons and it was a good show. So I liked it. And then the Boondocks. Oh my God. I said, okay, it's going to be at some point. I don't know when I'm going to get it done, but I'm going to dedicate a whole show to the Boondocks. The Boondocks had some great episodes. They had life lessons. Boondocks was a great cartoon. Great. And if you hadn't watched it, please go to Amazon. Not Amazon, I'm sorry. HBO Max. Go to HBO Max and all the Boondocks episodes is up there on the streaming. Um and I love the Boondocks. You can probably find some of them. You can find them also on YouTube. But if you want them in order, see, the first 3 seasons are the best season. Don't watch that last season because Aaron Magruder wasn't there during that last season. It wasn't that good. The first 3 seasons are the best ones. Okay. And then the Proud Family. Yeah, I'm a big Proud Family person. The Proud Family got new episodes. A new season just dropped. It's on Disney Plus. And Tommy Davidson plays the dad, and Kaya Pratt plays the Penny Proud. You got the mama from Family Matters who play Sugar Mama, and then you got uh what's the lady name? Paula Jai White. She played the mom on, the wife on here. And so anyway, it's a great show. It's so many lessons, so many things to learn on the Proud Family. Proud Family is a great show. It's for the whole family. You can watch it with your kids, you can watch it with your grandchildren, nieces and nephews, or even if you ain't got no kids, because I ain't got no little kids in my home. And I watch the Proud Family. Okay. I go on Disney Plus and I put on Proud Family in a heartbeat. I might watch it later on at night because a new season dropped, and I think I'm on episode 2 or 3. So I love Proud Family. I suggest y'all watch it. My mom loves the Boondocks. Tyler Perry is the reason is down there. Yeah, well, Tyler Perry. I don't even get me started about him. Don't get me started about Tyler Perry. That Tyler Perry episode was hilarious. Yeah, yep, yeah. Say your mom loves the. Tell your mom to go on the HBO Max. She can find all the episodes. Yes, I remember the show. I don't remember what year it came out, DeMarcus, but I do remember the show. You can't do that on TV. Um, I remember watching Nickelodeon with my son. You know, mostly all through the 90s. But if it came out in the 80s, then yeah, I watched it then too. You know, Charlie Brown had one black character, Franklin. I know. And the only reason why they had that is because the NAACP went to Charles Schultz, and this is the story from Charles Schultz. They went to just Dr. King had just got assassinated. Charles didn't have anybody black on the show, but the NAACP went to him and said, "Look, you got to have a black character on there. You need to have a black character," and so that's how that came about. Yes, I love the PJs. PJs is hilarious to me. The Pigpen was my favorite. Charlie Brown. Yes, I love them all. I love them all. Then Sally, I want to punch her in her throat because she worked my nerve. But y'all check out the PJs if y'all hadn't seen it. If you haven't watched the Boondocks, I highly recommend it. We're gonna do a whole Boondocks episode one day. When, me, Moochie, and Paperboy gonna probably talk about the Boondocks, and then the Proud Family. I suggest y'all go to Disney Plus and watch the Proud Family. Okay, Tommy Davidson played the daddy, and he is hilarious. And if you want life lessons, and it's everybody black, it's a black cartoon, black cast, everybody black, black. They talk about black issues, and it's nothing ignorant or nothing ghetto or nothing like that. Great cartoon. All right, y'all. So listen, did y'all like the Christmas cartoons? Like I already mentioned, Peanuts had their Christmas cartoons. Then you had the Grinch. Now every year, y'all know y'all sat in front of y'all TV, eating y'all candy and your ice cream, whatever, drinking your cocoa, and you watch Frosty and the Grinch and Rudolph. Okay, don't try to act like y'all didn't watch it. Okay, it was a great show, and these were great cartoons. They were wholesome cartoons. See, the Good Times animation show is trash. It's different from the PJs, and it wasn't even funny. So I didn't even look at it. I saw the trailer, and I knew from the trailer I wasn't gonna watch it. PJs is different. At least I think so. Um, yeah, but the Boondocks definitely prepared us for what is going on right now. That Thug Licious or whatever that guy's name was, the R. Kelly skit, the Tyler Perry skit, a whole bunch of skits. Look, I got the itis right now, and that's an episode from the Boondocks. Okay, I got the itis right now. I'm about to go and lay across my damn sofa because I got the itis. Hmm. Yeah, look, yeah, you know, Suburban. You probably watched them as a child. Look, even as an adult, you watched them. I still look at Frosty. I still look at Rudolph. I still look at the Grinch, and I still watch all the Charlie Brown specials, holiday specials, or cartoons, whatever. So, you look once you start loving these things, you love them forever. Okay, so we said a lot of good cartoons. Y'all gave me a lot of ones, but here go back on the list again. And these are just some of them, y'all. There's so many great cartoons. I couldn't. I'll be up here all night if we name all of them. The Peanuts, we got the Simpsons, the Muppets, and then we got a collage of everybody here. Okay, a little bit of everybody. Kid and Play, He-Man, Ninja Turtles, Speed Racer, Batman, Josie and the Pussycats. Look, this is one of my favorite cartoons, Fat Albert. Okay, and Jackson 5, Tom and Jerry, Hong Kong Phooey, Yogi Bear, Captain Caveman, and then the Laugh Olympics. Look, I like all Hanna-Barbera, all the Hanna-Barbera, like Secret Squirrel. I still use that to this day. I be saying my son is Secret Squirrel because he always be trying to keep secrets. So and then we got the Scooby Doo. Love him. The Jetsons, Looney Tunes, and then got Popeye, Woody Woodpecker, and then my number one favorite is the Flintstones. So yeah, we had great cartoons as children. I feel sorry for these children now. I don't think they got good cartoons like that. That's just but I don't be watching too many new ones. The only new ones would be I mentioned, like Proud Family. That's a newer cartoon. You know what I mean? But I mean, as far as but like all these other ones is out. All this other and this Japanese animation stuff. I ain't into none of that. I ain't into that. Don't even appeal to me. Speed Racer was the only Japanese animation that I did like, but the rest of the stuff, it just don't appeal to me. But I still watch some old cartoons. Yes, all of the time. Um, yeah, Frosty, the Snowman, Rudolph with my fuzzy pajamas, the fireplace, or favorite time of year. Look, and that's still doing that now, Miss Niecy. I ain't talking about what I did when I was 10. I'm talking about I do that now. When Christmas time come, I put my tree up here and Rudolph is on. Charlie Brown is on. So y'all, this was fun. This was fun, to go through the list of our just reminiscing of our favorite childhood. Y'all got any other things y'all want me to talk about coming up in the future? We did our favorite black TV shows. We did we did the family comedy ones. We didn't do drama. But and then we did the cartoons. Y'all come up with some other things and I can put it together and we can have a discussion. I always like having a good discussion. So, but I appreciate y'all. And I don't know if I'll be going live anymore this weekend. Tomorrow, I might just take a chill. But I might pop up and do a video. Hey, you never know. I might just pop up out of nowhere. Or unless somebody invite me to do something that they got going on. Oh, actually, I think Moochie might be doing deep cover on Monday evening. So yeah, if she's still doing that, then I'll be up there with her. But otherwise, I probably just take a chill and I don't know what else I'm gonna have going on throughout the week, but I'm gonna find something because I like to keep conversations going. Great childhood memories, cartoons. We had the best year. Yes, Miss Nisa, we did have the best years. We had the best toys. We had the best cartoons, the best TV shows. We had my lips is dry, yeah. We had the best, and we just had the best. We just had the best. So yes, enjoy y'all Labor Day. I don't celebrate no Labor Day or nothing like that, but hey, it's a day off, so I'm going to enjoy it. Okay. So I'm going to go and pour me a glass of wine. I'll probably stretch across my sofa because I feel like I'm getting the itis a little bit. Okay. I ain't even smoked nothing, but my eyes felt like they getting a little heavy. So I think maybe I need to take me a little nap. So I will be in touch with y'all soon. And I appreciate, to have some laughs with me. I love y'all and